The courtroom went still. Cameras froze mid-pan. Every breath hung heavy as Tiny Harris, tears streaking down her face, finally cracked under weeks of rumors, betrayal, and whispers she was never meant to hear. Witnesses say she murmured just one word before breaking down. Why? Because only a few feet away sat the man she trusted most, T. The same man who once promised he'd never hurt her. And in the back row? Kandi Burruss. Watching every second unfold, her expression impossible to read. What happened that day wasn't just a legal showdown, it was a reckoning. Behind the polished statements and social media silence lies a story of love, deceit, and manipulation that cuts far deeper than anyone thought. Because according to new leaks, this betrayal wasn't a mistake. It was planned. And the person pulling the strings may be closer to Tiny than she could ever imagine. So now everyone's asking one question. Did T truly betray Tiny? Or is he just another pawn in a game built to destroy them both? The silence inside that courtroom was suffocating. So thick even the cameras seemed to hesitate. Reporters who've chased scandals for years sat frozen, afraid to breathe. At the center of it all sat Tiny Harris, hands trembling as she clung to the witness stand. Her eyes were swollen, her voice barely a whisper. For the first time, she didn't look like the powerhouse fans knew from red carpets and music videos. She looked shattered. Every camera flash outside, every hushed whisper in the gallery. Another cut across an already bruised heart. Just a few feet away, T sat rigid, jaw clenched, eyes fixed on the table. The man once known for his calm now looked hollow, tired, distant, defeated. His lawyer leaned in to speak, but he didn't react. His focus was locked on Tiny, watching her fall apart, maybe realizing the truth he'd been dodging was finally catching up. In the second row, Kandi Burruss stayed perfectly still, face calm, emotionless. But her presence alone sent ripples through the room. Everyone knew this wasn't just about testimony. This was the implosion of an empire, one built on fame, loyalty, and secrets. Outside, chaos exploded. Fans, bloggers, and gossip pages tore through every second of the live stream. Did T cheat on Tiny with Kandi? Did Kandi set Tiny up? Was Tiny's breakdown a sympathy act? Theories spread like wildfire, each more explosive than the last. But people close to them insist this wasn't staged. This was real, raw, and spinning completely out of control. Back inside, Tiny wiped her tears, steadied her breath, and met T's eyes. "You promised me," she whispered. The words barely carried across the room, but they hit harder than any accusation. Reporters scrambled to jot them down. The judge's gavel slammed for order, but it didn't matter. The story had already escaped those courtroom walls. And by the time that gavel struck wood, it was viral. Hours later, clips of Tiny's breakdown were everywhere. Every social feed was flooded with her trembling voice, her breaking expression. Fans slowed it down, zoomed in, analyzed every blink, every breath. When she whispered, "You promised me," the internet erupted. Was she talking about the affair? The money? The leaked footage? No one knew, but the guessing game sent the frenzy into overdrive. Then came the real explosion. An audio recording surfaced on an Atlanta gossip blog, allegedly from a private conversation between Kandi and someone from her inner circle. The voice on that tape? Calm, confident, almost smug. We told him it would blow up, but he didn't listen. Now she knows everything. Within minutes, that clip detonated across the internet. If it was real, it confirmed what fans had been whispering for weeks. The betrayal wasn't random. It was engineered. The idea that Kandi could be tied to something that cold-blooded sent shockwaves through the industry. Kandi's PR team jumped into damage control, calling the audio fake, a deepfake made for clout. But by then, it was too late. The narrative had already escaped. The damage was done. Back at his studio, T was pacing, running his hands through his hair, muttering to himself. People who saw him that night said he looked like a man losing grip on his own story. For years, he'd built a clean image: family man, businessman, artist. Now, every headline screamed one word: betrayal. He's not sleeping, one close friend revealed. He just keeps replaying the clip of her crying. Says there's something in her eyes he can't unsee. Meanwhile, Tiny's camp went silent. Her attorney refused comment. Her publicist ghosted the press. Her social media vanished. But according to one insider, Tiny wasn't hiding, she was investigating. Keeping a private notebook, jotting names, dates, connections, building her own case. She doesn't think T did it alone, the friend said. She believes someone wanted to destroy both of them, and Kandi might be the key. That theory spread like wildfire. Fans began digging through old interviews, live streams and Instagram posts, finding looks, captions, and cryptic quotes, turning them into clues. One viral thread claimed Kandi and T had met privately just weeks before everything blew up. supposedly for a business project that was never announced. Others pointed to a charity event photo, the two of them off to the side, sharing a quiet moment. Suddenly, every frame became evidence. By midnight, hashtags dominated the timeline. Narc tiny breakdown, Narc TI betrayal, Kandi leak. News outlets jumped in, blowing it up even further. Atlanta's power trio crumbles in scandal, one headline screamed. Another read, Love, Lies and Loyalty, the T and Tiny trial shocks Hollywood. But behind the noise, people close to them whispered the same chilling thing. This wasn't an accident. Every leak, every headline, every tear had been planned. Then, just as dawn broke, another twist dropped. A screenshot. A text, allegedly sent from T's phone to an unknown number the night before Tiny's arrest. It's done. Make sure she never finds out. No one could prove it was real. But once that message hit the web, the story went from scandal to catastrophe. Fans demanded answers. Reporters chased leads. And somewhere, away from the chaos, Tiny sat in silence, haunted by one unbearable thought. Maybe the betrayal wasn't just emotional. Maybe it was business. Maybe she'd been a pawn in a game far bigger than she ever imagined. The courtroom might have gone quiet that day. But the world outside? It hasn't stopped talking since. The next morning, Atlanta's air felt heavier. Crowds gathered again outside the courthouse. Reporters, fans, strangers, all waiting, cameras ready, for another glimpse of the woman at the center of it all. Tiny Harris still hadn't been seen. Her emotional collapse on the stand had barely faded, but the rumors were already in overdrive. Some whispered that Tiny was under strict watch by her legal team. Others swore she'd left Atlanta entirely. A few insiders hinted she was drafting a statement that could flip the whole case on its head. Whatever the truth was, her silence spoke louder than any press release, and the internet couldn't stop talking. Inside T's camp, chaos ruled. His team rushed into emergency meetings, desperate to contain the damage before it swallowed his entire career. But the wave had already hit. Every outlet, every gossip blog, every YouTube commentator turned against him. They replayed Tiny's tearful testimony on loop, slowed down footage of T's hollow stare in court, adding captions like remorse, guilt, betrayal. The narrative was being written for him, and nothing he said could change it now. Late that night, another bomb dropped. A well-known blogger posted a blurred screenshot showing what looked like Kandi Burruss and T in a recording studio, just days before the trial. The caption read, "It wasn't business. It was betrayal." Within minutes, the post went viral. Fans flooded the comments, tagging Tiny in every thread. Some begged her to wake up to the truth. Others swore this was all part of something bigger. The internet had become its own courtroom, and no one was innocent. Kandi tried to clap back, going live on Instagram. Her tone was calm, almost too calm. "People will believe what they want," she said. "Not everything online is real." Her words were rehearsed, her delivery polished, but her hands told a different story. Viewers caught the tension, the slight shake, the pause before she said T's name. Within an hour, the clip was everywhere, dissected frame by frame. "She's lying," one comment read. "You can see it in her eyes," another said. Meanwhile, Tiny's legal team prepared for the next hearing, but she refused to leave her house. A close friend revealed she'd stopped answering nearly all calls, except from her mother. "She keeps asking why everyone's lying," the friend said quietly. "She feels trapped in someone else's story." The weight of betrayal had turned into paranoia. Every leak, every rumor felt personal, like someone was targeting her directly. She started keeping her phone off for hours at a time, terrified of what might appear next. Then came the twist no one saw coming. A local Atlanta journalist posted a cryptic message on X, a hidden camera, a deleted file. "The truth is darker than anyone knows." The tweet vanished minutes later, but screenshots exploded across the web. Hours later, an anonymous account dropped an audio clip, allegedly from a studio security recording. The voices were muffled, but one line cut through crystal clear. She wasn't supposed to find out. The internet lost it. The clip was replayed, enhanced, slowed, and analyzed by self-proclaimed audio experts, all claiming the voices matched T and Kandi's. Neither confirmed nor denied it, and that silence screamed louder than any statement could. By evening, fans had picked sides: Team Tiny, Team T, and Team Kandi. Hashtags turned into battlegrounds. Influencers milked the chaos for content, gossip channels broke down courtroom clips, and conspiracy threads claimed the entire saga was a setup, a scripted documentary hiding behind real tears. But if that was true,
who was pulling the strings?
Meanwhile, back at his studio, T sat alone, staring at his phone. He hadn't posted in days. One wrong move could bury him for good. Then a text appeared from an unknown number. "They told you not to get close. Now pay the price." He froze. He'd gotten messages like this before, But this one hit different. It felt personal, final. He glanced up at the security cameras in the corner. For the first time, he felt watched, deliberately. That same night, one of Tiny's close friends received an anonymous envelope at her door. Inside were grainy printed photos, dark but unmistakable. One showed Tiny and T outside her home. Another, a shadowy figure who looked like T meeting someone in a parking lot. But the last image was the most haunting. A still from a security feed showing Tiny, T, and Kandi together in the same room. On the back, a single handwritten line. This was never about love. The friend hesitated for days before showing Tiny. When she finally did, Tiny didn't cry. She didn't scream. She just went silent. After a long pause, she said quietly, "They wanted us to fall apart. And now they got what they wanted." Outside, reporters still camped beneath streetlights, cameras flashing, hungry for a statement, unaware how deep the story really ran. Inside, the people at the center of it were unraveling, not because of what they'd done, but because of what they still didn't know. Someone had lit this fire, and until they found out who, nobody was safe from the next spark. By morning, the world woke up to chaos. Every feed, every news outlet, every headline screamed the same thing: the hidden recording that changes everything. Overnight, a 90-second clip surfaced, allegedly showing T and Kandi Burruss in a heated argument inside that same dim studio. The footage was grainy, shaky, but enough to ignite another explosion online. In the video, a woman's voice, what believed to be Kandi, unsnapped, "You told me she'd never find out." Then T's voice fired back, sharp and angry. That wasn't part of the deal. A door slammed. The screen went black. Within minutes, millions were watching, zooming in, slowing down, replaying every second. Some swore it proved Tiny's suspicions were right. Others insisted it was doctored. But regardless of what was real, the damage was done. The betrayal was no longer a rumor. It was right there. Seen, heard, undeniable. Tiny's name trended for the third day straight, though she still hadn't made a single appearance. Her team remained silent, but insiders whispered she'd seen the video, and hadn't stopped crying since. As for T, he'd vanished. No posts, no calls, no sightings. His lawyer refused to comment. And for a man who'd built his entire life on control, that silence felt like a confession. Still, one friend insisted otherwise. "He's not hiding," they said. "He's planning something. He's got proof. And when he drops it, everything's gonna flip. He's still not sure if it's even safe to use it." But later that night, boom, another twist dropped. A mysterious email landed in several major outlets' inboxes with the subject line, "You're watching the wrong story." Inside, a single attachment packed with financial records, shell company connections, and production contracts tied to an unnamed streaming network. The file hinted that the entire scandal, every leaked recording, every messy argument had been carefully staged for a documentary. Project called Love and Loyalty, The Price of Fame, the sender claimed the whole betrayal saga was manufactured to stir chaos and drive up hype before the show's big reveal. If that's true, it means everyone, Tiny, T, Kandi, and even the fans, had been played for profit. But before anyone could verify it, the email vanished. The inboxes that received it were deleted, and the link to the file went dead within hours. Still, screenshots spread like wildfire, and a new theory took root. It's all scripted. One fan tweeted, "They're all pawns." Another shot back, "No, someone's using their real pain for views." The line between truth and performance blurred beyond recognition. Tiny, shattered and alone, reportedly called her lawyer the next morning. She wanted out of the marriage, out of the spotlight, out of the madness. She didn't care who leaked what anymore. Her friends said all she wanted was peace. But peace wasn't coming. As she tried to disappear quietly, a new voice message surfaced on social media, allegedly from a private call between T and Tiny after her courtroom breakdown. In it, you can hear her whisper, "They made me look like a fool." His low reply followed, "You were never supposed to see that video." Then, cut. Silence. Theories exploded again. Some swore T had confessed. Others argued the clip was edited from two separate calls. But inside Atlanta's music scene, insiders whispered something darker, that someone close to all three was deliberately leaking every piece, one by one, just to keep the chaos alive. It's psychological warfare, one producer told a local blog. Whoever's behind this wants them to self-destruct before the truth ever surfaces. By nightfall, fans gathered outside the courthouse again, holding signs that read "Justice for Tiny and Free T." The city itself had become a stage. Every street corner was a live update, every phone a camera, and yet, under all that noise, one truth stayed buried. Nobody knew who to believe anymore. The line between victim and villain had completely vanished. That same night, a courthouse security guard claimed he saw a man in a hoodie sneak inside, carrying what looked like a flash drive. When police checked the footage, nothing. It had been wiped clean. Hours later, a new account popped up online with just one post. The truth will drop at midnight. Then, gone. Account deleted, midnight came, no video. No document, no leak, just silence. And for the first time since this whole saga began, the internet didn't know what to do. People refreshed their feeds, waited, speculated, but nothing came. Maybe that was the plan. Maybe the real power wasn't in the leaks, it was in the waiting, because now, everyone watching this unfold was trapped in the same haunting question Tiny asked in that courtroom, her voice trembling. Why? And somewhere out there, the one who started it all was still watching, so here we are, after weeks of chaos, leaks, and tears. The cameras are gone, but the questions echo louder than ever. Was Tiny Harris betrayed by the man she loved, or was she used as a pawn in something far more calculated? Did Kandi Burruss know all along, or did she just get pulled into a storm she never asked for? Every clue makes the truth murkier. Every deleted post feels like another puzzle piece disappearing before we can connect it. But maybe the real story isn't about who lied or who leaked. Maybe it's about power. Who controls the narrative? Who profits from pain? And who decides what we believe? Because in a world built on clicks, fame, and scandal, even heartbreak can become a headline. So now I'll ask you, what do you think really happened behind closed doors?